Next up, we have stealth scans. Stealth scans are a category of scan. They consist of fin, XMOS, and null scans. The reason why they're called stealth scans, if you remember from the other ones, we had a maximum of 3 or minimum of 2 with the SYN scans. Stealth scans have a maximum of 2 packets being on the network and a minimum of 1 packet being on the network. What that means is that basically is that they don't cause nearly as much traffic on the network as some of the others. They do have some significant fallbacks, however. There are 2 categories returned with a stealth scan: open filtered and closed. Now when I say open filtered, I mean it will be open/filtered. You can now show why that this is the actual response back from. This is the category it gets put into. If you look here, the initial scan is it sends either the fin, XMOS, or null packet, which basically means a packet that has fin, a packet that has XMOS, or push, urgent, and fin all lit up as options, and the null scan, which has no options selected. One of these packets gets sent to the target. If the target doesn't respond, it's considered open. But also, if you send this one of these packets and it goes through a router, and that router goes to a target, your target that you're looking at, and responds back with the request, a lot of routers will cancel or will filter out that requested that reset packet. So since the return is the same for filtered and for open, i.e. no response or no reset, the Nmap cannot determine the difference between the two. For this reason, and because a lot of routers have turned into smarter and smarter devices, the stealth scans have kind of fallen by the wayside. They are only practical really now if you think you can bypass a router, if it's got special settings in it and you want to try to beat it, or if you just want to have less traffic on the network during your scans. It's the main reason why people use stealth scans nowadays. The closed response is a reset, and that's how Nmap knows if the port's closed. So that's going to cover us on stealth scans. The flags for them are as follows. Fin has the -s, little sf. Null has a little sn, capital N, and the -s, capital X is for XMOS. And each one, some systems respond differently to, depending on the system. Alright, and let's take a look at our last one here. The ACK scan can be a bit useful. It's actually a pretty interesting scan. All the other ones that we've looked at have been scans to enumerate a target. For instance, we want to know what ports are open, maybe even what services, depending on the type of scan that we do. We can get that information. The ACK scan doesn't enumerate the target so much as tries to use the target as a way to map a network. And what do I mean by that? Instead of looking at the target, we're looking at what's between the target and your Nmap. I.e., is there a router that is filtering my traffic to the target? In this case, the Nmap sends a ACK packet, and in most systems, a singular ACK packet will respond with a reset, regardless of the type of system. So if we know that going in, and we know there's a host on the other side, if we send this ACK packet, if we get a reset back, we know there isn't a router filtering our responses from the target. Like we can see here, if I send an ACK and the router passes that on to the target will respond with a reset in the router. If it drops it, the scan is considered filtered, and if it keeps it and continues to pass it along, it's considered unfiltered. ACK scans are useful for this purpose. We're not going to really get into idle scans or bounce scans. Not that they aren't useful and they don't have their purposes, but it's just outside the scope of this course that we're going to be looking over. And I think that these scans are definitely going to be able to help you with any enumeration or anything that you really need to do on a network. Thank you for watching. If you guys have questions or comments, you're always free to post them underneath the page in the comment section. Definitely always welcome. In the next video, we're going to be looking over some of the timing templates, how to use those, as well as service enumeration, and we'll get into some of the popular commands like -A and what's actually happening with that and why it's used so often, and we'll get into some of that stuff. Alright, thank you very much, and I appreciate your time. I'll talk to you guys later.